Oh, I'm ready. Let me just send the link to my one lady.
Well, while you're doing that, welcome everybody to POS. Yeah, we're going live. No, Bobby, you do your thing. It's okay. It's not like people are watching or anything. We're fine. We're live. No one pays attention unless I share a short of me yelling at someone in an audience. That's the only time they pay attention to my YouTube. But how are you, sir?
Oh, buddy, I'm doing better than usual.
Why?
Oh, I've only thought about faking my own unaliving and moving to Puerto Rico 3 times over the weekend.
Unaliving. Is that better? I don't know if YouTube thinks that's better.
No, I've seen the shorts where they say that on purpose.
Unaliving. It's creepier. I don't like it.
It's so much worse. Unaliving yourself, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that means. No, I guess it does that. In my mind, that means they brought you back from the dead, but it didn't.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Like that forest that Jake Paul went into.
Oh, remember that? Remember when everyone's like, it's over for them, and then it was not? Like,
yeah, the biggest literal fucking things ever right after.
Who had the better fuck the cancellation? Jake Paul or Shane Gillis?
Shane Gillis.
I mean, Shane's is amazing. If you go money, it's Jake.
See, here's my thing. I think if you look at starting points, where Shane started from pre-cancellation and is at now versus, like, the Paul brothers were already children's stars. They already had a successful YouTube channel going. That kind of forced them to rebrand into more adult type stuff.
Right.
They were already pretty wealthy. Like, Shane was started from the bottom. Now he's here.
Right, but Shane was already starting something like then Shane just did Ching Chong Bing Bong. What Jake Paul did is way worse than what Shane did.
You just did what Shane did.
Well, I'm quoting.
I don't know.
I'm a reporter.
Unalived people. I'm gonna go to the unalived forest.
Yeah, I'm unchinging and unbinging. Is that what we do? Dude, is that what you do? You just, instead of saying the word, you put un? So if you're going to do the N word, you say un?
Nope, I don't think that's how that one works. No, sirree.
It's okay. They said un. Oh, man. What's your stance on unabortion? just having a kid.
I personally don't see myself ever going down the unabortion or the unabortion path, but I honestly think it's the lady's choice, and I hope I never find myself in the difficult situation of having to decide.
Look at you, hoping to get someone pregnant.
Dude, that was one of my first jokes for a while before I knew how to write a joke. Is I would do crowd work where I just find a lady in the audience, and be like, "Hey, what's your biggest goal in life?" Mine's to be a stay-at-home dad. Just kidding. It's to accidentally impregnate a girl named whatever her name was, and that would be how I'd open my sets.
Oh my lord, dude! Did they like it?
Never once.
I like that you kept trying, though.
Because you got to remember, even now, I don't know if I could pull that off. But this is like first open mic level energy of just serial killer talking to you. So it's basically a guy threatening to SA you. God, I hate the YouTube restrictions, Pat.
Wait, what can't you say SA? What's SA?
The second one's the type of rifle everybody likes to have.
Well, I don't know what a rifle is. What kind of rifle is that?
The S is sexual.
You can say sexual assault. It's like a news reporter. You can't offer it.
I mean, you can.
You can't be like, hey, sir, I'd like to give you some sexual assault and pepper.
Boy, DT, if you're famous enough, it's not even considered SA anymore. It's just you get what you deserve.
You can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. It's a song. Oh, can we not say songs because they'll take us down? The Rolling Stones will be all battled. I don't know. I'm still learning how to do things, so I don't know how to check if people are commenting on anything or watching. Because I don't see that here on my dumb thing.
If you look over to the left side, there should be a tab that says like chat, private chat, and comments.
Yeah, comments. It's just StreamYard telling me a duck is talking. He's going, I'm a duck, and I'm like, thanks. Do you like what I tried to do with the layout though? Here, I got the little logo, and you can't see it. I got the logo.
Dude, you got the logo up top left. You got the.
I'm yelling at him about the Patreon.
Twice.
No, underneath I say like and subscribe since you are here anyways.
This is very reminiscent of the Bobby days. like when we were in the fancy era. We were talking about eras last podcast, and I know everybody listens chronologically. This is reminiscent of that, but what I like about this is we know you have the capability to do it now, so we can use anybody's layout and, you know, have fun.
Yeah, and I can because of this now. I'm already back on the pack and be on your podcast market, so I'll be on WATP in 2 weeks already. Like, I told him, he's like, "Yep, fuck yeah, what day can you do it?" So I'm like, "All right."
Perfect.
But I think I did it without meaning to. I got a better laptop and all the stuff just in the right time. I missed the whole. I was there for the very beginning. I was one of the first ones to make fun of Stuttering John with him. But then I missed that whole world where I didn't want to be involved at all because it got super toxic and everybody was hating each other. And now I come back into like the show again.
I love it.
It's good. The same way I do that with Compound. I'm like, once all that goes away, whatever that is, it's like, I'll be back, baby.
Anthony doesn't get healthy very shortly.
Yeah, I don't know what you can say or can say, but some people that watch you probably care. Anthony Cumia has not been feeling well. All I know, I saw a clip on your guys' site, YouTube, and it showed this last day before hospitalization. So I don't really know much what happened. What can you say? Anything?
I honestly don't have any inside knowledge that isn't like available on Anthony's Twitter, which is he was having heart blockages. They're looking at it.
But he went. Did it have anything to do with giving blood, therefore?
So I don't know. Typically, now this is just using medical knowledge. This isn't any Anthony knowledge, but if you did something like that would cause your body stress, signs of heart failure and things like that would be more available to be seen. It'd be the same as if you went for a long, heavy run. You put your body through stress, so it reacts and you can see it. So I'm guessing it wasn't caused by the giving blood, but that's how they found it.
Dude, yesterday I did exactly what you just said. Like, it wasn't a long, heavy run. It's just been so nice in October. It's been anyone that's on the East Coast, it's crazy. It was like 80 degrees today. It's freaking October 4th. 10-4 good buddy. As Mike O'Donnell posted that, and I don't know why I didn't think about it. And coming from him, I loved it. Anyone else did that, and I'd be mad. But with him, I'm like, he shouldn't be saying that on that day. No. But
I'm a real issue with 10-4 and all that stuff because I don't know if you know this. I work with Eastside Dave a lot, and his radio partner is doing like this whole suicide prevention and suicide awareness and like get therapy drive. And so every time I make those jokes, he has to be like, "Can we tone it down just for the month, like please?"
Why can't you do 10-4 good buddy?
Isn't that like you're supposed to check in on the homies to make sure they don't feel like killing themselves, so we don't have to do push-ups or whatever?
Oh, maybe now. Maybe the bros ruined it, but that was really just CB talk.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just dumb. I want everybody to know when a soldier sees you doing 21 push-ups, he decides today's not the day, maybe tomorrow.
You were leaning heavy into the unaliving, or what was it? Unaliving.
The minute you tell me I can't do something.
I wasn't even saying you can't. I mean, I was actually trying to say, hey, please don't kill yourself. But
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you were saying please don't say that.
Yeah, Max Brengel, 10-4 good buddy, 10-4 good buddy to you. Yeah, in all the ways. Don't kill yourself and drive your truck. Be careful out there.
Man, Max, it's been too long, buddy. I miss you. We got to see you soon.
He's always posting about his driving around. The man drives the most of all the people I've ever met.
I know. Every time I feel like bitching about how much driving I do, I go check Max's Facebook, and he's like, just putting in 3,200 miles this weekend. No biggie.
Well, I always go the opposite. It's like every time I'm like, I wish I had a car. Then I see him, like, I'm happy I don't have a car. Like, I'm happy I just walk places. But I was running. I've dropped like, so now I've dropped like 30 pounds in a month.
On your foot?
Yeah, it was. She was small but wild. But I've lost like 30 pounds so far. Mostly, whenever everyone keeps asking me, it's like, what is it? Intermittent fasting? I'm like, yes. What are you not eating at night? Like, well, that's what that is. Who intermittent fasts during the day? He just eats at night. That's wild. I just stay up late, 2 a.m. like a gremlin, just going hard on nachos, and then I fucking do my thing. But the other thing is I'm walking or running. I'm not doing a ton of running, but some, whatever. But because I've lost so much weight, I have been drinking water. I do whenever it's like, hydrate. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, but anyway, I was running and it was exhausting, and I was at one point burning off more calories than I was putting in a day. I did that for a couple days. I know it's not the healthiest thing, but it helped me get over a plateau, and then I'm like, I'll get back to eating. But because I didn't sleep well the night before, and I had a real busy weekend. Yesterday when I was just running, then I started walking. I was at a crosswalk, and then everything was just blurry. And I'm like, oh, it's just so bright. Maybe the light. But like, it was me stopping momentum. I was like, oh, I feel a little lightheaded. So instead of like finishing the walk home, I went to the store, and the air conditioning got out, and I got some water. And then I got back out, and I felt it again. I'm like, ooh, wouldn't it be crazy if I died getting healthy? Like, everybody always dies when they're getting gross. I'm like, my body's like, stop it, you can't. And today felt a little bad too, but not as bad. So
we've been going through some transformations here. I was looking at
Max drives 200,000 miles a year.
Yeah,
Dude,
fucking nuts.
What is that? What's 200,000 miles away from us? Is anything?
No, it's back and forth. Like, I'm pretty sure.
No, but I'm saying, if you had to do that one drive, is there anything that's 200,000 miles away from us?
Yeah, isn't the circumference of the Earth pretty close to that?
I think he's driving Earth.
We're both Googling that.
Oh, then you do it. Yeah, you got it. You're probably better than me with the thumbs and stuff. I keep putting my glasses on, I'm like an idiot. Max is nuts, dude. You're a great dude, man. We appreciate you, but like, I'm sure you make great money. But what sucks too is you see how Max is in so much love, and he misses her. Like, that's a job for a man who hates his wife. But maybe that's why they get along, because he's not there, and she's like, it's perfect. I see him once a year.
I think it's really important to put this out there. The Earth is 24,000 miles around, basically 25,000. So he's driving around the Earth 10 times.
Oh my God! Yeah, I think he's telling us now. He's like, yeah.
We are going through transformations.
Yeah, he said it's going around the Earth 10 times.
Fucking nuts. He's better at driving and science.
Yeah, and he's driving through water.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's like Jesus with wheels.
He's the one who solved that fucking dam that was all backed up.
That was him.
That was him. He fixed it. He's the one who was like, no, he's got to put one egg.
Fixing it's better than solving it. He solved the dam.
Yeah, he fixed it. You know what I'm talking about.
All right, I got a POS thing, and this is real.
Real quick, I just want to give my weight loss advice because you did. We've both.
Oh, that's not advice. Don't do what I do.
Oh no, do what I do, which is get real fucking depressed, and you end up in a part of Instagram where it's like that guy from that show with all the kids who commit crimes. You know what I'm talking about, Pat?
No.
The Gallaghers. What's that show called? Shameless.
Oh, okay. I've never watched it. I know what you're talking about.
But it's that kid from the cooking show he does now, where he's like, and that broke me. Like, you end up on that level of...
Oh, the bear?
Yeah, but he's like, and I think that flipped a switch inside of me, and it broke me, and it was like, all right, then fuck you, watch me, or something like that. You end up in that level of dark. A lot of, like, Vegeta working out to inspirational Jordan Peterson quotes. That level of dark on Instagram. Then you just start trying to run away from your demons.
Oh.
It does work, but you'll lose some weight.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. You could do mine's better, I think. I just don't think everyone wants to do it, but I just don't. Choose hours that you're busy. Like, I go on morning radio a couple times a week, so I don't bother with breakfast. I tell myself I can't have it. I don't eat till the earliest I can eat is 11:30 a.m. And the latest I let myself eat is 6:30 p.m. Now, the problem was at the beginning, to lose weight, I was eating one time in that window. But now I'm eating twice in that window, which makes more sense. You know what I mean? So, and I'll even have, like, some tortilla chips or a snack, but I'll just have it before 6:30. And then I'm not eating anything. And when I am eating during the day, it's no pasta, no bread, maybe some breading on, like, something like a chicken cutlet or something. But that's nothing crazy, just vegetables with the protein. But that's really what I've been doing. And walking, on my phone, I can set how many calories I want to walk off. So I walk 600 calories a day, walk or run that off.
Wow. So
that's, I think, I put a picture up today. It's farther than I thought it was, and when I did it, people are like, oh, fuck you, that's all I should do. Like, yeah, today I walked more. I actually did 1,000 calories today. I walked 23,846 steps. That's 11.51 miles.
Okay.
I am the walking version of Max's truck. I walked the earth several times.
I like where your strategy's at, where you distract yourself with people during the day. And what I like to do is then when you're not distracted by people and those demons creep on your mind, you lean into it. And you
No,
just
get out of the demons.
start running.
No demons. Hugs and stuff.
And then you get to the point where you realize food doesn't even bring you that much joy. So what you do is you drink a nice case and shake in the morning, and that lasts you 7 hours till you get home from work. Then you drink another case and shake. That lasts you till 11. And then at 11, you know what you drink, Pat?
Case and shake.
Time case and shake that puts you to sleep and it holds you over. You realize food is just for the weak.
I don't think I like case and shakes at all.
HGH. Send me HGH. Not steroids, not testosterone. God made HGH.
I like that I can show them. Okay, great. Here's Max saying he went around the earth like 10 times. I like math.
It's villain season, Pat.
All right. I don't. Yeah, he's talking to us. I like this. See, Max is right. You have to look at food as a necessity and not a comfort. He is right because food is my friend. Like late at night when I'm bummed out about like a comedy gig or something like that, or it's not usually like dating and stuff. But sometimes it's like, oh, I always look at it like I'm alone, but I'm not alone if there's pizza.
Right, and when that voice starts whispering.
No, there's no fucking whispering. Stop it.
You have no friends. You lean into it and you go, you're right. And the only way I'm going to get friends is if I start fucking running.
But why would you get friends if you're running away from them?
No, you're running away from the demons in your head.
Yeah, but what friends are you going to have running?
Let me ask you a very important question, Pat. Who's going to carry the boats?
Who's going to carry the boats?
Who's going to carry the log?
Motherfucking boats.
I am.
Wouldn't it be fun if Goggins watched?
He's like, dude, Bobby, I was wrong. You should have killed yourself.
Goggins would run alongside Max's truck and yell at him going, drive faster! Why aren't you going over the mountain?
I run around the earth 13 times a year.
Yeah. My wife is a truck. It's like, what? I don't even know what that means, Goggins. It's like,
because I ran away from her, too.
Gotta run sometime.
Seems like as my life got on track, I ditched the only supportive thing around me.
You got 18 wheels. I got 2 guns. It's like, that's it.
When my kid went, where are you going, Daddy? I said, who's going to carry the logs?
Does Joe Rogan talk to boats? No, he talks to Oates. Yeah, me. No, it's not me. All right, you ready for a POS story?
Because I am just performing for you, buddy. Yes, I do.
Okay. So, and I really want to know. And you know what? Since Max is watching, if Max stays here through this, he can also chime in and tell me at the end who the POS he thinks is as well.
At this point, if he sticks around, he could just be Frank.
Stop. You leave my man out of this. So I went to an open mic yesterday. Okay, myself and Dan Brown of Dan Brown fame. I'm gonna sneeze in a second. Sorry. So I went to an open mic. It's once a month. It's in this place called Danbury, Connecticut. So you get some like New York over the line, like Poughkeepsie people. You get some Connecticut people. It's at a decent place. They usually play music. They got an okay stage. They get like, depending on it's once a month on a Tuesday. They get like 20 to 30 people sometimes to get there. So you have to get there early. But Dan was coming to pick me up. Go ahead.
Is this the place where you ran into Bernstein recently?
No, that's my mic.
Oh, that's your mic. Okay, I'm sorry.
Robbie actually drives way farther, he lives somewhere in Connecticut. I think it's in between. But yeah, this is not a normal. I've been here like twice or 3 times. Other people go more. I don't go that often, but like,
I saw him and he said, I was like, hey, I saw my buddy Pat, and he was like, who? And I was like, Oates, and he was like, oh yeah, tell him to stop recording an album every month. It's putting me to shame. So he reiterated your story.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. Then he also, so he knows I'm working on a joke that he influenced, so I'm very happy. I tied it into the weight loss thing. How I quit everything. The bit is basically me leaning into people who can't understand that, and I'm like, that's weird because you're a loser, and losers are supposed to quit. But you're even a loser who can't quit, which is like the worst. You can't even do the thing you're supposed to do. So, anyway, so I'm at this mic. Dan and I get there. We get there a little bit late, so we sign up like out of like 25 people, we're like 19th and 20th. Now we know we're gonna be there for 2 hours. It's a nice little play. I don't eat it anymore, but they give out free pizza to the comics that go. It's usually some brand new people, some other people I haven't seen in a while, stuff like that. It's fine. I had a couple things to work on. I didn't have to be on radio the next morning. I was like, I don't mind chilling. Dan didn't mind chilling. We're hanging out with people, whatever. The comics go up. The guy who runs it doesn't really like people. He says 5 to 7, and sometimes lets them do 8, whatever. It gets long. He tries to. He's newer. He's an old guy, but he's newer. So he tries to do something after every comic and like maybe comment or make his own joke, but he's not really funny. Like he started the show by doing a 10-minute story on how his wife died recently, and he goes, he said unexpectedly, which me and this guy Darren Seacrest laughed very hard at, and no one else laughed. And the lady looked at me and goes, "Why are you laughing?" I go, "It'd be crazier if you just said expectedly." Like, of course it was unexpected. Like right there would be the bit would be like, I mean, I was hoping for it, but it wasn't expected. But
You ever think God is listening to you? Because the other day I was like, boy, I wish this old bitch would kick the can. And
if God listens to your prayers, you might be a redneck. But so he does like a 10-minute thing on that, and then how he wants to fuck his au pair now. I don't know. It was weird. It wasn't. There was no jokes to it. It was like a 10-minute kind of rapey thing. I don't know. I didn't like. Whatever. He's doing his thing. It sets a weird tone. People are doing their vibe. I don't care. I got a couple things to work on. I'm fine. About comic 17 in this other comic named Mo Musa. I like him. He's a good kid. He gets a lot of work in Boston. He's a younger guy, a couple years, but he's in Boston. He's blowing up pretty big. He's a good comic. His name is pretty. What?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the name. It broke up. I just want to make sure.
Oh, Mo Musa. I don't know if you know Mo.
I know Mo.
Mo's very funny. And Mo works hard, and Mo, kind of like me, sometimes can show up places, and it's an open mic, and somebody will let you go up earlier. I'm not someone who likes to do that, but I never blame a comic for doing that. I never do, because it's kind of like if I went into your house and I said, "Can I fuck your wife?" And then your wife did fuck me, because you said, "I guess so." You can't be mad at me. You're the one who said okay. You know what I mean? I just asked the question. You shouldn't be like, "No, dude, you can't fuck my wife." But you said okay to it. So if I go to an open mic and you let someone bump, a lot of people get mad at the guy going, "Oh, look at him thinking he's better than everybody." Well, he just asked the question. The guy who's running the mic should be like, "Hey, no, these other guys have been waiting forever. Sorry, whatever."
Why?
What?
Or why? If he goes, "Hey, I got a spot in the city," then you go, "Yeah, people get," you know what I mean? Like, if there's a legitimate reason, nobody's ever going to be mad.
Right. But if there's not a legitimate one, you can just say, "Because I think I'm better than everybody." If the guy who's hosting it says yes, it's his fault.
I agree with you at 100%.
There's nothing wrong with shooting. They say shoot your shot. You only make the shots you take. Take the shot. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, I got on radio because I asked questions. How do I get on this? I got to be on most things I did just because I went, "Can I do this?" Not because I sat there. So I understand that.
I do. But
Now, his point, I guess I found out after what's about to happen. Mo went out, and I guess Mo was actually invited by this guy hosting the thing. He said, he saw him in the city. He was like, "Oh, come to my mic. I'll let you do 10 minutes. You could be like a special guest on it or something." But he came super late to it. So he was told he could just come and do this. Anyway, but I've been sitting there 2 hours. There's 4 comedians left. There's a man on stage so drunk that he didn't even realize they were saying his name when they called him. And he turned and went, "Why are you saying my name?" They went, "Well, you have to go on stage now." And he goes, "Oh." And then he grabs his beer, goes up, barely forms sentences, but they're letting him do 5 to 7. Dan Brown's getting ready to go next. And the host guy walks over and says, "Hey, sorry guys, I'm going to let Mo go up next and do 10 minutes. And I went, are you kidding me? There's 4 people left. Why do you need a special guest right now? There's no audience here. There's like 3 people. In the room, there's 4 comics left and maybe like 6 people at the bar. I don't understand the purpose of this. Why can't he just go last?" And he goes, "Well, I think it's good to have a special guest." And now, yes, am I a touch insulted? Because when I walk in the door, he says hi to everybody. He goes, "Mr. Oates" to me, and at times he's asked me to be on things, and so it's like he's treated me differently than other people before. Even when I got there, he made a joke to one guy. He goes, "I might have to bump you for him," and I said, "Oh, I stay where I am." I don't even tell the truth, but like he's established that every time I've gone through his mic and I go on stage, he goes, "You're in for a treat." This guy, he leans into the radio thing more than the comedy thing, but like me, that's all he knows. But regardless, he brings me up like I'm a deal. And also he's doing it to Dan, and Dan feels like his whole life is getting bumped. And it's just like, what the fuck? And then he just goes, oh, it's, I just want to put him up. I think it works. I looked at Dan and go, do you want to wait? And he goes, no, let's just go. So we got up, started walking away, and now he starts following us over there, and he's going towards Mo. And Mo goes to fist bump me. And I didn't mean to be mean to Mo, but I was just like, nah, dude, I'm not going to fist bump you. Thanks for bumping me. I'm just going to go to fuck home. He's like, whoa. He looks at the guy. He goes, why are you bumping him? I didn't ask you to bump. He goes, he invited me, and I'm like, it's fine. And then the guy says, he goes, no, I'll change it now. You can stay. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. And I go, I can't believe I'm walking out the door. I go, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. But do you know what the fuck I am? I said like for real. I've never said it like for real. And Dan was just like, we walk out. When Dan and I got in the car, we're driving home, Dan was silent for a little bit. And then when Dan started to talk about it, Dan's whole thing was, why does Mo think he can do that? And I brought up the same thing I said to you. And he goes, oh, wait, that makes sense. It's just natural to blame the guy. Now, Mo messaged me 3 minutes after. Dude, my bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that at all. Apologize. And I'm like, hey, man, that's not you. That's that other dude. You just asked a question. I ain't mad at you at all, bro. And he's like, thank you. Send me a little heart thing, whatever. The dude doesn't fucking send me a message. Doesn't say apologize. Not to me or Dan or nothing. We sat there for 2 fucking hours. There was fucking 4 other people left. We were supportive. The guy posts on things all the time. Go to my mics if you want to get booked. Young guys go because he says that he doesn't really book them. But he makes it seem like you got to be respectful at his mic. He does 3 minutes in between every fucking comic. He's not funny at the beginning. And now he bumps people because he thinks it can advance him. Or if he thinks it's adding to what a show is, A, it's not a show. And B, there's 4 fucking people. Why would you want to watch a 10-minute set and then 20 more minutes? Just let everybody go home. You've held the bar. No one else is in the bar. You've held the bar ransom for 3 hours. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it me for just not sitting there and going whatever or making a big deal or yelling out who I am, being a diva a little bit, whatever? Is it Dan for not yelling anything, but just going, that's my life, Garfield on his way out? Is it Mo Musa for asking the question? Is it the guy? I'm not even saying the guy's name because I don't even want to give him attention, but like whatever. But I know some people that are going to be headlining shows for him, and I might give him a message. Anyway, is it that guy who's running it for the way he ran it disrespectfully? Is it the drunk guy before us for not making sense? Because maybe if he made sense and I was paying attention, I wouldn't have heard the guy host, and I would have said, yeah, sure. So, who's the piece of shit, Bobby?
So, it's not you. You did get a little diva with "Do you know who I am?" But the reality of the situation is, in where you're at in Connecticut, you're a big deal. And I'm not saying that to stroke your ego or anything like that, but that's the reality of the situation. You're not an open mic comedian. You go to open mics to work on jokes.
I'm literally working on material for a new album. We just made a joke around. I record albums and I'm on the air.
Yeah.
One comic went up, made a joke about me getting him on the air on a radio show, like at the mic. I was mentioned 2 or 3 times by other human beings at there. So that's why I was kind of like, what the fuck?
And I think I know you well enough to say at least 50% of the time, a newer comedian hosting a mic like that, if it doesn't happen at the very end, you're going to go on, you're going to let it happen, you're going to pull aside and go, hey, look at the situation. There's 4 people in the room. Does it really make a difference if Musa bumps up? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have that conversation side to side. But what you gave him is the reality of working with a professional comedian. You got to know some of the rules. You got to be respectful. It's not Mo's fault. He came in and saw 4 people at an open mic.
Well, not in that. To just stop you there. It'd be different if he just saw 4 people and said something. Finding out he was invited and told he could just show up. That's even worse because you tell everyone they have to be there at a certain time to sign up. You tell them they have to do this whole thing, and then you don't even respect that. And when I run my mic, I post earlier that day because I know people try to double dip. I have a mic and there's one in New Haven, like 20 minutes away. It starts like a half hour later. So I always say, if anybody's trying to double dip, please DM me during the day. I will put you up early. Yeah, so when people show up late and they're like, hey man, what the fuck? And I'm like, I posted it in 3 different Connecticut Facebook groups. I posted it on my own thing. I've told people this before. I apologize, but if they say to me, I'm gonna be late, or we have the 14-year-old kid, I'm like, all right, dude, you're going earlier so you can go home. I won't, and I'll go explain to people my situation. But nobody walks in big. I've never once had somebody who's like, well, I'm more known. I'm like, well, I don't care. We're practicing. What is being known to do? Why do you need to run 10 minutes? Why would you even want special? I don't want special treatment. When I go, I'm like, I'm only doing 2 to 3. I'll give you time back. I'm working on 2 things.
But if, for example, just picking a name out of a hat, Mike Cannon, very funny comedian, pretty well known, touring nationally, came to your open mic and was like, hey, Pat, I popped in. I've got 3 spots at the stand tonight. Any chance you could wiggle me in somewhere if you could find a spot?
I'd say I said sign up start at a certain time. If you got me early, I'd be like, hey, I can put you up early on the list. But once the show starts, no. Once the show starts, I personally don't do that.
Right, but if he came in right at the beginning, or like as the show was, the list was being put out to sign up and grabbed you and was like, hey, before you put me on the list, is there any way, then you would work it out for him? Because
I can, and I would, because I can still not disrupt the show while someone's performing, walk up to a table, talk to people. When especially people aren't really paying attention, there's not many people there. I can walk up to the other comic and go, hey, man, is it okay if I put you 3rd instead of 2nd? This guy here, I wouldn't even say a name. I just go, this guy here might have to go somewhere next or do something.
Speaking of the comment you just put up and people hosting an open mic, that's a guy who runs a hell of a list. It's Mike O'Donnell. If you don't know who Fridge Daddy is, that's the person who gave us the...
I know who he is. I posted it.
Oh, I know you know.
I know. I'm just being meta.
But what's the point of being so disrespectful?
What song is this where you have the Michael J. Fox shake with the song?
I don't remember the lyrics.
It's bad dancing.
But Mike puts a list together, and I know for a fact Mike gets the list, randomizes it, and then inserts it. So he goes, we got a new comic, we got somebody who I know will do well, to try to make it an engaging Mike, keep the audience going.
He's Engaging Mike. That should be his new stage name, Engaging Mike.
Engaging Mike, with what I've heard.
Gauging Mike. The gauge is like when you got your widen your butthole, right?
Yeah, or your ear, that when they stretch the hole. But
Max agrees with you.
Well, but what I was going to say is, like, you actually went and stayed being put up. What if Dan was up and then you 2 from the end? Like,
right, there was 2 other people after us.
If
and one guy's name was like Professor or something, so it wasn't even going to be good.
If I decide to grace Mike O'Donnell with my presence at the mic, I'm just kidding, Mike. I'm very thankful for what you do. But he throws me up early, because if not, I'm just going to get out of there. I got things to do.
No, see, I like watching people I've never seen. I will go.
Respect. You've treated it like everybody else. You get your time like everybody else. It's on this other guy who's running the mic, and it sounds like, from what you've described, he's doing the car salesman of comedy, where it's like, I can offer you things, I can do you favors, trading things for not... And, like, if you're Mo and you get invited to a mic and the guy tells you go up, you show up and you see 4 comics left, you go, can you just throw me on real quick? I'm going to do 5 and get out of here.
Now, to be honest, like, now you said it, if Mo showed up when it just started, like 2 or 3 people comics deep, and he's like, and Mo showed up then, and he was like, yeah, can I go up now? Even as I run the mic, I might go, oh, we got like 30 people watching right now. It would be kind of cool to put a guy up like this, and...
Yep.
I love him. Why are you wearing a lab coat? Because he's a scientist, yo.
Scientist.
I didn't see lab coat. I thought you were just dressed like like the golf caddies. They wear that white thing. Like, I know Tiger Woods sometimes. I have to hide the bodies after. Listen, do you know how many things have been on that wire in compound? Ew.
Been sterilized.
They've run the credit card through the butt cheeks there. But yeah, I would maybe then. But yeah, I don't think so. So Max thinks that. I don't know. I don't think I was the piece of shit. I don't. Mo was not the piece of shit. If you're gonna run a mic, I'm not even mad at the part where he attempted to do it. I'm not even mad at that. That's not the piece of shit. The piece of shit afterwards is walking over and then wondering why we're upset. You can't think about like sitting through 2. It started at 7:30. We were in the car at 9:45.
Even if he came over...
I live 40 minutes away from this mic.
But if he explained the situation to you and went, hey, Pat, I'm sorry to do this. Hey, Pat and Dan, I know you guys... And I'm going to include Dan, because Dan's a big deal in Connecticut. People know Dan. He's very funny. He's a book comedian, so he deserves this respect, too. And he went, guys, I screwed up. I told Mo if he came in, I could just give him time. Do you mind if I get him in real quick? I know... I'm screwing you up. Is there any way you'd be okay with it? Chances are, even if you said, hey, man, I get it, I'm going to get out of here, no worries, he would have still at least viewed it as being treated with some respect. It's almost like he just was dismissive of you because there was a slightly bigger fish in the pond.
If he said it in a different way that I'm just going to bump you like that, I probably would have said, can you do me a favor? Can you let Dan go up next? Let him do his 5. And then let me follow him up. Because you're also following a guy who's working on 10 minutes who is a paid working comic. And now you're going to make it was a drunken person, and Dan has to go on after him after 10 minutes. And you're going to say, this is a big deal. Thank God you're here. And you're not going to say that for Dan. So even if the 5 people are still listening who are drunk, you're now going to say, well, here's a lesson for them.
Now, this might be the 1,000 milligrams of THC coursing through my veins, but I'm going to let you into my psyche a little bit, which is, if I was Dan, I'd be fired up. Like, I would want to.
I don't think Dan gets fired up.
No, I know. And Dan's not a good example, but the idea of, oh, you're bumping me for a bigger name, we'll see.
No, but there's no one to prove it to. I know what you're saying, but there was literally no one to prove it to. The 4 or 5 people there were brand new people. There's no proof to anybody.
Oh, I know, but in my head.
But okay, but then why are you at an open mic? Now you're going to do a set?
I wouldn't be at an open mic.
You don't do it. That's weird. A lot of comics say that to me. I don't understand why you don't like constantly work on material. Like,
I am constantly working on material.
No, on stage, same.
I just bomb hosting at the Three Monkeys and then get asked, what happened? It's like, I should probably go to open mics. That's what happened, Sheba. You want to know? Pat's been telling me for months I should go to open mics, but I don't listen. That's what happened.
No, I mean, a lot of people say to me that, I mean, there's a kid I've helped out through the years, this guy, funny comic out of like the Texas area, Andy Stewart, and he asked me the other day, he goes, how do you go to mics? I see you always posting about it. He goes, I can't, man. He goes, no one gives a fuck about you. Everything you have hope in, just fucking, there's no laughter. The room is sad. How do you do it? I go, I don't care about all them people. I literally go with goals. I don't care if you laugh. I don't care if paying attention. I literally have to say these things out loud. I record it and then I fucking flush it through that night and I get rid of it. I have to, for me to go say I'm on stage the next night, I've got to work them verbally out once or twice. I'll do it on stage sometimes too if I got a really new idea I like. But I like to work out not so much the wording, but like the motions with it, the tone, the pausing. I have to get all that out.
No, I get that. And to be honest with you, if I lived closer to you or by Mike still with the beautiful mic he runs, I would go more. The issue is in the city, you have to pay.
There's a couple you got to pay around here too. And I'll do it. The Stress Factory, you got to pay $5. And then you got to buy 2 items, and it's like you end up spending $30 to fucking do dick jokes in the back room somewhere. And you're not even in the club. You're in the back shit room.
I'll just host at Yonkers again if I want to lose $30 on a show.
Nice. But yeah, I don't think I was beat in that one. But
and to be honest with you, if I really have to pick a piece of shit, it's Dan.
Oh, it's never.
Never. He's got to be the hype man. When you go, do you know who I am?
Dan's never been hyped ever.
So here, you pretend you're talking to the guy, and I'll be your hype man. Say your line. Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
You know who the fuck he is? That's Pat motherfucking Oates. Okay?
That'll never come out of Dan.
Number 1 radio station. He used to run this club. He's hosting this. I would hit him with everything you got.
Dan was so afraid of confrontation. He's just happy to get out of the place.
You ever hear Compound Media? We're gonna come back with guns, motherfucker.
Okay, we are not, and I'm not part of Compound, and we talked earlier about the YouTube rules. I don't think you can do what you just did.
Yeah, buddy.
Have you seen the meme of Britney Spears with the knives coming into the Matrix?
Yes.
It's one of my favorite fucking things I've ever seen. So you got stuff, or do I need to do more stuff?
I've got stuff.
Hey, do your stuff.
I mentioned that I faked my unaliving and moving to Puerto Rico, and the reason was I got to host at Yonkers this weekend, which is really cool. I've been trying to work my way in the club. Jeff's a great guy. He runs the club. What's cool about Jeff is he doesn't know anything about comedy. He came into it with a business sense, but not comedy. And so he let guys like Kevin Dombrowski and OC kind of come in and explain to him, like, who are the up-and-coming comics. So, like, he's put together a good club, but getting people to Yonkers to see comedy is tough, because if you live in Yonkers and you really want to see comedy, where are you going to go? Probably into Manhattan.
I don't know where Yonkers is, so I wouldn't know.
30 minutes from the city. So, like, you're 30 minutes from the Comedy Cellar or any major theater in the area. So
yeah, but you're spending a lot of money. You're traveling. You can't park.
Exactly. And all those are reasons why I would go to Yonkers Comedy Club. Go to www.
You doing an ad right now?
I wish. He's looking
www Yonkers. Is this how to spell it?
comedy
Yonk.
Yonkers. But so
It sounds like what English people wanted to say about jerking off, but they went with wanker.
100.
He's a real yonker, you know. He's young. You guys know they're yonking it.
Well, I think it's Yonkers was a bigger penis. Like they were
No, yonker. It sounds like your nose is bigger than your penis. He's got a whole yonk over there, a whole set of yonkers.
There were the Yankees, and then there were the Yonkers.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that sounds like.
You get what I'm getting at? Yeah.
That sounds like you're saying the terrible word for the Yankee. Like I was more of a Don Mattingly guy, if you know what I mean. Them Dave Winfields are out there being Yonkers.
Yonkers. I'm the hardest in New York. All the others are from Yonkers.
Oscar Gamble was the biggest Yonker of them all.
You're getting the joke I'm making.
It's what we do. It's the chemistry that really makes this show.
Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? You think he was looking for a clitoral hood?
Clitoral hood. I would not drive through there.
He was afraid of fucking trannies. So he was worried that he was dealing with a man. So where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at?
All right, so are you done with your commercial for Yonkers? Or?
So I was at Yonkers, but in order to do so, I had to talk to Earl because I was supposed to work with Earl.
Earl David Reed, 3-name Jones.
EDR. Mike's a big fan of his.
I guess he hit up AJ. I guess when next time he's in Connecticut, he wants AJ to perform with him. Are you coming too?
That's news to me.
Did I just break your heart?
Oh boy. So you see AJ every morning, huh?
Not every morning, good boys. But I'll see him tomorrow morning.
But you know what he does every morning. What would you say his routine is? Could you get it down to a T if there needed to be a accident?
He would just why can't you both be on the show?
There can only be one.
No, there could be two.
Anyway.
AJ's got over COVID, poor guy.
He's got it?
He just got over it.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Because he's performing with me on Friday, so you better be done with that COVID.
He still doesn't have his taste back.
He doesn't. That's why he's on my show. Goodbye. Good night, everybody. That's my time.
That's what I was getting at. Yep. No, so
scientist out.
Earl's really cool about it. He's like, yeah, don't worry about Saturday, buddy. No biggie. I still need you for Sunday? Definitely. Can you be there? And I go, yeah, absolutely. It's just a Friday and Saturday gig. We have a torrential downpour in New York. There's a state of emergency.
Friday? Yeah, it was fucking nuts. Just Noah's Ark shit.
Yeah, and no one was taking their art to the Yonkers Comedy Club, so the shows were canceled. Saturday comes, Dove Davidoff, headliner. You know Dove?
Yeah, that was funny, man.
Dove's very funny.
And a good dude.
The only thing I didn't enjoy about Dove was when I went to just bring him right up, because Jeff was like, let's keep it moving. He was like, nah, do some time.
Yeah, Dove likes time. I remember that from Fox. It's been years, but I remember Fox Wednesdays, he likes 12 minutes. They like separate church and state there.
You know what he hates even more than time? Than you not doing your time? When he goes, do some time, and you go, nah, coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
Why would you say nah to the headliner?
What?
Why would you say nah to the headliner?
I was just kidding. I did
Oh.
not. I got one good joke out.
I love him.
God.
Yeah, he's a big fan.
Yeah, that's why Fridge Daddy loves him. It's a fridge full of dicks.
He eats them. You know, it's not good thing his name wasn't like Steve or something, because then he'd suck dick right away. But the fact that he's just chomping dick.
Yeah, Mike's just mad because he's the Pete Davidson to Mike's Kanye.
Wait, who's the Pete Davidson to Mike's Kanye?
It's ironically, the black guy's the Pete Davidson in this one.
Wait, I don't. What?
Anyway.
No. Earl David Reed is banging fucking Mike's ex-girlfriend?
No.
Did you just put that out there?
No, I know that used to irritate Mike, and that's why I made that joke. It was just a shot at Mike.
He's giving her the old Earl David Reed.
He's giving her the big Earl David Reed by comparison.
He's like,
the Yonker.
do you think he put the R in there because he was ED and he's like, I ain't that at all?
Yeah, I do think that's what inspired it. But so then
erectile ridiculous dysfunction.
Saturday show, we don't have a late show because only 2 people showed up. And here's what was exciting about that, though. Those two people, I sold tickets to. Like, they were there to see me, so that was cool.
Oh, I thought you meant they made you work the door.
No. Like,
I was in the box office. I was like, hello, it's Bobby. Welcome to Yonkers Comedy Club. We got a great deal. You can get 2 bottles of water and some Cheetos for $13.50.
I'm not going to lie to you. When there were only 2 people and they were 2 people there to see me, I did go around the courtyard of the mall and start barking people into the comedy club.
Max, I was delivering stage equipment for the Bare Naked Ladies. I hope it's the band. So, yes, I want to go to that strip club. And Frida 6, last Friday, I know what Frida 6 was. I thought her Frida, that bitch with the big eyebrow, was that her name, the Spanish lady? I'm very, don't cry for me, Argentina. Was that her? Or is that a different lady? The truth is that I never loved you. Remember like that whole thing?
Frida Carlin? Isn't that the one with the bitch with the monobrow?
Yeah, but is that the one that was the one that Madonna played in a thing? Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Yeah, dude, I think so.
I know shit. ABC News off of 67th. Manhattan actually looked dirty after the rain.
Yeah, turns out Taxi Cab was wrong.
I've met some people that are dirty when they're wet. Hey-oh.
But anyway, after I barked and got no one in and security was like, you're not allowed to do that. I was like, then fucking arrest me, you rent-a-cop.
Whoa. You're crazy. You don't care about authority at all.
I was just trying to...
These guys can fuck you up probably, though.
I was hoping, dude. Because that would only bring people to the show.
Were you trying to fight people? You're mean to Doug Davidoff. You're fighting security.
No, I was just laughing because I was trying to do everything. Dove came in with his earbuds in, so I just gave him the green room to himself. And OC and I sat at the bar and just hung out. And, like, it felt like he just kind of wanted to move things along. That's why it was like I was trying to do everything he wanted and just missed him. But I got a great joke about gay don't gray in, so it was good. Anyway, then Sunday comes around. As I'm leaving the club Saturday, I get the fateful words, "See you tomorrow, Bobby." And I go, "No. My mom, is there a brunch or something?" And he goes, no, like, there's a Sunday show. You know that. And this is the first weekend they've ever done Sunday shows.
Oh, you didn't know?
Tell me that. So now I've got to get out of the gate with Earl. So I send Earl this real heartfelt message. You know, hey, sorry. Let me know what you want me to do. You're my...
Wait, Earl doesn't pay you more than you get paid to host that thing?
He does, but having an inn at the club that's a minute from my house.
Okay.
Big deal. And Earl got that. And literally in the message was like, dude, I get it. Do it. Do you know of anybody? And I know Mike doesn't like him. Otherwise, I'd give Mike paying gigs. But Earl lets me out of it.
Mike hates paying gigs?
No, Mike doesn't like Earl. Otherwise, I'd give Mike paying gigs.
Well, I mean, he is the Pete Davidson to Mike's ex-girlfriend's pussy.
You're going to get me in trouble.
Whoa! I'm me. Was I handed something? Yes, I was. You presented.
I was making a... Is Mike saying anything, or did he leave?
Mike said the EDR thing, and now he's just probably plotting your death.
Dude, he knows where my parents live.
Yeah, he knows where your lab coat store is.
This isn't a lab coat. This is a nice shirt.
It doesn't look... On video, it doesn't look like a nice shirt. It looks like... to me, you look like you are, because the hat, you look like you're a caddy. But I also get why you're doing lab coat. Max, what do you think he looks like in that shirt? Anyway.
Trying to, like, peacock a little bit. You guys are really
peacock?
Down.
Why would that... We can't peacock in a white shirt. Peacocks aren't white.
Nice shirt, dude.
White cock's the worst cock.
I've got my fucking diamond chain necklace coming with my Jesus head soon.
Jesus head?
Yeah, you know, because everybody always puts Jesus on the cross, but Jesus is nice. So it's just Jesus's face.
I don't know if that's okay. People are going to think you're a big fan of Burger King.
It doesn't look like the Burger King. It looks like Jesus.
I wanted to say WWJD, but then after that say, have it your way.
And I think my grills are coming soon.
Grills? You should. Are you dyslexic? You tried to order girls?
No.
Max, he's right, dude. You look like Super Mario when he's getting ready to fucking fix up some shit.
Dr. Mario.
No, you look like him when he's Captain Lou. Because he would wear the white sometimes. Not the cartoon one, the Captain Lou one. So, you said you did Sunday. What good?
No, you would think that. Unfortunately, they didn't sell any tickets, so there wasn't a show Sunday.
Oh, did you
So-
go all the way there first?
No, I didn't find out until after. Like, it was too late to make it to the Earl gig. So really, I just gave up a week's worth of shows to do one at a comedy club.
But are you going to be invited back, you think?
Yeah, I am. I got the invite, so we're good.
There you go. That's all that matters.
Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it me for bailing on good gigs for that? Is it Jeff who's just laundering money through the Yonkers Comedy Club?
I don't think you're going to have a good standing if you're sounding a live show that
No.
you're laundering money.
Instead of doing the late show Saturday, we smoked.
He should have laundered that shirt for you so you can't fucking wear it today.
I think this might be my new POS outfit, you fucker. But my favorite part of the weekend was us outside after the show, like in the time that should be the second show Saturday, smoking a joint, and he said the line, "Nas is the greatest rapper of all time." And
Who said that?
The owner of the club. And I went,
He might be
"Nas,
there. I've heard worse opinions.
really?" And then he hit me with the, "Who do you think it is?" And it's really hard not to just say Eminem.
Lyrically, no.
Lyrically, absolutely.
Nas is
Other than
better.
Wu-Tang Clan, if you look at breadth of vocabulary per song, Eminem ranks higher than anybody
No,
else.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying if I was ranking them overall, in like what I care about what they're saying, I could give a fuck about Eminem's mom or his daughter or all his dumb shit. Nas, there's more meat to the bone of what he's talking about.
Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, because you never know when you die. Yeah,
He's
you do have a good
he's
point.
written other
It's hard
stuff.
to even
Anyway,
make fun of-
let's not do two white guys discuss rap fucking podcasts ever.
Fucked up.
So, the piece of shit
Is
in this story is not you. You because you handled it well. If you said to earlier would read last second, "Hey man, I got bail," you know what I mean? Like I got something better.
Yeah.
But you went to him and said you because if he said to you, I know you. If Mike's new baby's mama's dad, whatever, I'll tell if Mike's here again.
He's on his way to New York to shoot me.
Yeah, to kill you. I didn't do this. I love Mike.
He knows this Mike. He knows what's
Mike looks like a way gentler lover and way better at spooning than old David Reed. Nobody wants old David's Reed ever.
You mean the #1 senior class bodybuilder in the state of New Jersey, Earl David Reed?
In the senior class of when I wasn't even born yet.
What?
When was he building? When was he a bodyweight champion? Whatever.
Last month.
Yeah, but everyone else is dead, dude.
Well, you know what they say: life's a bitch, and then you die.
Yeah, I think what we're saying is that Mike's girlfriend's a bitch, and Earl David Reed dies next to her.
Well, to quote my favorite, or the greatest rapper of all time, Nas, "Dick sucking lips."
But the piece of shit in this story is not you. It's not Earl David Reed. It's not Jeff. It's not Dove Davidoff. It's not Mike for that awesome comment.
It's time for the periodic table rap.
Yep.
Science is cool. Yeah, science is fun. I'm gonna kill myself with a loaded gun.
With my cranium, I take the branium.
Dreams, now they're dead. I'm gonna put a bullet in my head. Go ahead.
Max isn't wrong. Method Man, but he doesn't beat those two. But he was awesome. His voice also. Without that voice, he wouldn't be as good. But Method Man is
Here's my
awesome.
number 3 I brought up in the debate.
Nice. So the piece of shit is the security guards for not whooping your ass. You're out there. They're like, dude. They're telling you that you're like, oh, then fuck you then. Like, dude. They know their job stinks being security guards at Yonkers Comedy Club. I'd rather be a mall cop than be a Yonkers Comedy Club security guard. I'd rather be a security guard at an all-gay 7th grade. I don't know if that's a thing, middle school. Where you have to just frisk boy balls all day. No, I do all that before I did Yonkers Comedy Club security. And you're coming out, the host, some bitch who might lead them for old David Reed, and you're talking snack. I'd tase the fuck out of you.
Dude, their only job is to try to scare off the kids before they shoplift, because they can't touch them. and if they prosecute.
Wait, why are kids shoplifting at Yonkers Comedy Club?
No, it's in a mall. Like it's an outdoor.
Oh, I thought it was just out there. They're mall cops. They're not security for Yonkers.
No, they're the security for the mall is what I was saying. That's why I was like, you're a rent-a-cop. And Pat, I got to tell you, I was going for it. I wanted them to beat me up.
Why?
We'll get people into our show.
Well, I wouldn't go to a show if people were getting beat up in the front of it. What kind of show do you like?
The smoothest moves I ever saw was a guy, he went to pick up a girl, right? And you know how he did it? He walked over to her and he tripped and broke his glass all over his hand. And the girl was so sympathetic. Her guard was down. She was like, I just want to make this guy feel better. And then she talked to him all night, and he banged her for the rest of the lacrosse camp.
By the way, can I point something out real quick?
Yeah, I paused to let you point it out. Go ahead.
Not even that part. I'm going. My ADHD went somewhere else. So no, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna leave that alone. We've done enough beating on you. But yes, we only have 3 people watching right now.
Is one Tiffany? If you are texting.
Well, here's the thing. We have 3 people watching right now. 2 of them are commenting, which means 1 person is just there. You know what? It's already sad we only got 3 people watching on our first live. We didn't announce it or nothing. We're just testing it out to see if we could do it. And I think so far no one's complained, so I think we're doing all right. 3rd person, just say hi or something. We'll leave you alone. It's just great. I also want to make sure it's not certain 3rd people for either one of us. We won't get mad at you. Just say hi. But anyway, go back to your story with your digging a ditch, whatever you're doing.
That's my whole life, isn't it? Just digging myself a hole. But
If you dig yourself a hole, you wouldn't have to rent those whores. Hey.
So I was hoping they would, but like.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Bobby?
Bobby, I now figured out my laptop so I can come on your show now. I got everything figured out so I can come on the show and fucking talk with you. I was going to hit you up next. I fucking got all my shit going, so now I can come and hang out with you guys.
Bobby Fran, he's going to jizz on Bobby's friends. He said you were going to come all over his podcast.
You're going to come all over? We're going to come all over your friends? I'm your friend, though. Do I have to come myself?
I specifically said Fran. I clarified which Bobby's friends are. Mike, you're safe. Or maybe not because you hate me because of that joke I made.
Yeah, we got celebrities. Now Mike's not even... Mike just got... Bobby Fran is the Mimosa. And I'm Mike. Someone else just came in and big time. Like, God damn it. But,
Anyway.
All right.
No, I was asking for it. Like, I was trash talking like I was Larry Bird. I was blowing kisses. I'm like, what are you going to do? I can outrun you.
You can't outrun them. I know you think that you got tiny legs. Even when you're fast, you're still tiny.
I'm quick, motherfucker.
Quick for a little guy.
I got a spin move that would blow your mind.
But why would you have to? But if you have to spin move, they've already got you.
No. Like they're coming in right, and I give them the old right shoulder. They go to grab me. Boom! I'm around you.
I'm letting them have a conversation underneath us. Their conversation's better. So I'm just like posting it for no reason.
Yeah, it's probably better.
All right, I will talk about one more thing, then we'll get out of here. I went to the Sound on Sound Festival this weekend, which was really cool. It's 2 days. The first night, it's a whole thing. The first day, Saturday, was headlined by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They have been in Connecticut in 20 years. They were fucking phenomenal. They were fucking great. The whole lineup was decent. The one thing that sucked kind of was the rain was so bad on Friday. This is outdoors in this huge field that they had to cancel 2 of the local bands that were going to be opening it because they need extra hours to fucking make sure it's not as swampy. So they did get those bands to be at a place right down the road, and they did like a sound off sound thing for them, whatever. But that night itself wasn't the best bands. Like they were decent. There was, but like the band before Red Hot Chili Peppers was what you call it? What the fuck? Oh, Trey Anastasia, which is fine, but like I don't really give a fuck. But day 2, you were gonna say something. Go ahead.
No. Anybody else at the festival?
Anyone else at that fest?
Was this the one Foxy was at too?
No, they didn't do a festival in Connecticut. They did Toad's Place last night.
How'd it go?
Ruth, our producer, she went and took pictures. She had fun. She got what's his name on the air, but not through the comment. Thank you, by the way. She said thank you for that. She got someone else. She got starts with the A.
She got who?
Somebody, I think it starts with the A. His name?
Adam?
Might have been. That's who talked to her on the thing.
Like,
But she went and had a good time, I guess. And we made fun of her saying that she went to that concert at Toad's place because they were the opening band, and she's on a radio station that she was probably more popular. Their fan was more popular than they are, but in Connecticut. So, but anyway, so and then day 2 was John Mayer is from Connecticut, so he's headlining it. But Alanis Morissette was on. First of all, dude, fucking phenomenal. Alanis Morissette stole the week. Like, an hour, dude, her vocals are fucking insane. She's like my age right now. Crushing it, going hard. Everyone's singing I think she did like 9 songs. Everyone knew the words to 8 of them. You know what I mean? Like, you forget how many fucking bangers she has. It was nuts. But Ben Harper was on that. Do you know who Hozier is?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Hozier. Hozier's doing, yeah, right. He has that one song. And he's doing an hour, 40 minutes, whatever. And you're just sitting there going, Hozier, do the song. Like, every other song just kind of sounds like it. Like, it better be Take Me to Church, too. Because nobody gives a fuck what you're singing. And I'm walking around, and I'm with my buddy Dion, and we're walking around. And I'm not even paying attention to how, like, loud I'm. I was talking to him because it's loud there. And I'm like, I kept doing that, and he's like, dude, people are just laughing at you getting real mad at Hozier for not just singing that one song. I was like, this one better be taken to the store, and it wasn't. And finally, at the end, he does it, and it wasn't even that great. Like, fuck you, Hozier. But on both nights, we had our radio station, our company, Connoisseur, had a tent, right? And so Saturday night, it was a PLR tent for the station I'm on, and then Sunday was one of our pop stations tent. But I went and hung out there like throughout the night both times just to see people I knew, street team guys or whatever. Some of the on-air people or my boss would be around the area. But also the reason why, and this is what I'm getting to with this last story here, right next to it was also something called the silent disco. Are you familiar with what this is?
Yes.
If people that aren't familiar with silent disco is a thing where you're at an event that's supposed to be fun, but you're such a dork, you can't have fun that way. So you go over to people and you get headphones, and you put them on, and they play music in those headphones, and you dance around, and people look at you, can't hear the music you're dancing to, and that's supposed to be crazy. Now, the Chili Peppers night, that thing was packed. Packed, because everyone was just waiting for Chili Peppers. So everybody was just walking over to the PLR tent. And then you're supposed to go over there to like try to win tickets and stuff or take pictures with us or whatever. And then everyone just go, how we get headphones? Where are the headphones? Where we get headphones? They just keep doing that. So at one point, I was hanging out with the street people and a couple of our bosses. One's our head of social media and all that, and the other one's like a marketing person. But they were having a couple of drinks. They weren't really involved. The street team people don't really know them, but they walked over, and we had this sign that was looking like the Chili Peppers like logo, but it said WPLR around it, whatever. And they're supposed to get people to take a picture with that and do the thing. So the sign, because somebody just did it, they weren't paying attention. They put it down in front of the tent, but it was the backside of it, so you couldn't even see the logo. So one of the managers just goes, "Really? You're just gonna have the sign the wrong way and not show it? You guys should be taking pictures. Maybe you're taking a picture with it. That wouldn't be the problem." So they're kind of laughing, walking away. So one guy was like, I didn't even know who they were. And so the younger guy goes, "Who's that?" And I go, "Oh, dude, you're gonna get fired." He's like, "What?" So I just leaned in because I was bored. I was by myself. At the end of the company that day, I was just like hanging out by myself for a minute. I'm like, "Dude, you guys are fucking done." He's like, "Oh shit, what?" I go, "That's up there, man. You're fucking done." So what do we do? I go, "Here's the thing. Here's what we're gonna do. When people come to the tent and they ask for headphones, you're gonna tell them there's a 3-step process to get headphones. They have to walk over. They have to get stickers and pins from you, and then try to win a trip to Ireland or whatever you're doing that thing. Then they point to me, and they have to take a picture with comedian Pat Oates. And then they have to come over and do that. And once they get the picture, I will tell them how to get headphones." Dude, I posted them. We got like 50 fucking pictures, and everyone was just like, "What do we have? Who's this guy?" And they're just like posing. And then at one point, a lady goes, "Did we have to do all that?" I'm like, "No, you're dumb.
I'm just an idiot.
You could have just walked up." I go, "When you go to the grocery store, do you just yell, 'Where the fuck's the milk?' Or do you walk in and look for the milk? What's wrong with you people?" We got like 1,000 pictures. And then I told the managers that. They're like, "Dude, we didn't care." And I'm like, "I know." They're like, "That's awesome, though, that you did that." So I was like, it was fun.
I thought Air Supply was all out of love.
I actually had an entertainment run earlier this year for Air Supply. Can't believe they're still touring. I can't believe he's still hitting the notes. I'd like to hear that.
so lost without you.
Well, you got to go. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without
That's
you.
what I like about you is you take a boring situation and make it entertaining for yourself, but also productive for the company. Like that's a great bit. You could talk about that the next time you're on Chaz and AJ if you
They
want.
would not want to talk about that at all.
But
It's the same way I don't want to talk about stand-up.
fair enough, but you get my point. Like you could, that could.
Oh,
turn into something
I know what you're
else.
saying, but that would not be for conversation.
No.
Doing that is not for conversation.
For
Doing
social
that
media.
is to prove that I'm a team player.
Yeah, exactly. But that's great. And I got to point out, though, I thought the silent disco was just a bunch of deaf people in a room singing along like, I will survive.
That would be fun. But and I'll end it on this part. This is where I might have a bit, but I'm not sure. I think it's more of a sketch. Yeah, dude, I just saw Fogarty 2 weeks ago. He was freaking awesome. The guitar playing, the voice of vocal is decent. His sons are awesome. I just saw him at the Amp in Bridgeport 2 weeks ago. The shit. Now I just lost my thought. I was gonna end that one thing and say, oh, so a woman walks up. Most people are coming up in groups. Like it's either a couple of women going to the show or families or whatever, asking for the headphones. Older people, whatever. So one lady comes up. She's probably like my age. She looks like she's been crying. And she goes, where do I get headphones? And I can hear the guy getting ready to do the 3-person process, whatever. And I'm like, no, ma'am, just go over to the DJ booth. Get yourself some headphones. And he goes, why'd you stop me with that? And I was just like, I don't know. I think there's a backstory we need to know. I have a feeling that she lost her son to Silent Disco. And then just where she goes, and she's like the Adam Walsh. And the guy starts, I forget sometimes what I do in my head. These are just guys from the street team, guys, they're a little bit high. And they're just looking at me. I'm like, yeah, Adam Walsh, remember when he lost his child and they started America's Most Wanted? He did that whole thing with the Adam Law and all that. I feel like that's what she's doing here. So she goes to all the Silent Discos to make sure it never happens to other kids again. And she sneaks in and infiltrates it. And I go, when they make the Netflix movie, they'll be like, it'll be called Silent but Deadly. The kid just looks at me and I'm like, and then her big line is when she's screaming out, she goes, my family always told me to dance like nobody's watching. Why wasn't anybody fucking watching? And he just looks at me and goes, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know.
That's brilliant, dude.
So if you're saying, why do I do that stuff? Just for that. What do you got, Bobby? Thank you, everybody. By everybody, I mean 3 people.
That was Pat's experience at the Sound on Sound Festival. I was at the Pound on Pound Festival, which was just very large women. And I saw...
Oh, I thought it was Sex Fest.
On that note, catch me at 3 Monkeys this Friday, the Redemption Show.
Why is it redemption? Oh, because you didn't do well, so you think you got to redeem yourself?
I think Stancil had to fuck her to get me back in the room.
Stancil had sex with somebody?
Shiva.
Poor Stancil. I thought I'd see him this weekend at Sound on Sound, but he messaged me. He's like, nah, dude, not making it. I'm like, oh, man.
That sucks. Stancil's a good guy.
Mead hit me up and said that Parada was there, probably there, but he's probably VIP or just maybe owned the whole field. I don't know, so I wouldn't get to see him.
I texted Parada and asked if he could get me a bulletproof vest, and he sent me to a website where they were all sold out. So if anybody knows where I can get HGH or a bulletproof vest, holla at your boy.
What do you got planned?
Holla at your boy.
No, we're not. No hollering at the boys. No, lab coat. No, you make your own HGH.
I think I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna go through a 50.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Max, thank you. You were fun throughout the whole thing. I appreciate it. We're gonna. When we do this next week, now, whenever we go live, it won't be all the time, but when we go live, we will announce it in advance and let people know. So, for people that watch this after when it's not live, subscribe so you'll know when it's happening so you can jump in. We'll be interactive as shit. But,
You missed out, unless if you send me a bulletproof vest, in which case you didn't. You're the man.
Max in his truck might have HGH and a bullet vest just in the back.
I hope so.
Bringing that to John Fogerty.
50 Cent era, where I'm doing like upside down crunches and shit.
Just finish your plugs there, Crunchy.
That's all I have.
All right.
I'm gonna punch
This
myself.
is out now. So, what do I got? Oh, next weekend I'm at Comics Mohegan Sun for the whole weekend, opening up for Hans Kim of Kill Tony fame. So that'll be fun. Let's come out to that. If you're in that area, you can see me a lot. Front, Bobby, don't be unalive at the end of the show. It's not. The background really makes it even worse. But just looks like you're green farting the whole fucking way. But anyway, You too, bud. We'll talk soon. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, we didn't mean to dismiss you, Mike. I love you too. If you're around this weekend, let me know if you want.
Mike ran away a while. I think Mike's calling. Mike's calling Sacks to see if Earl's over. Old David Reed. ODR. But yes, I'll be there that weekend. But also on that Friday, that Sunday's my birthday, the 15th. So come on up, hang out with me. I'll be at the casino most of the weekend. AJ's going to comedy camp, so I'll be filling in for AJ on the Thursday and Friday of next week, and then the Monday afterwards. So I can't stay at the casino Thursday. I'll be there Thursday, then I have to go back home to do the radio, but then I'll be there Friday and Saturday night staying there. Friday, I'm opening for Hans Kim. I get off at 8:20. I'm headlining a show in Colchester, which is 20 minutes away, at 8:45. I had that gig before this last second Mohegan thing, so I'm going to try to pull both off. I'm supposed to have a show that I'm running on Thursday. I'm trying to find out if they sold any tickets. If they did, then I will have someone else host and pay them. If they did not, I will cancel it bright and early, so I can just go and do that. But you can come see me at the casino. Also, I'm there a bunch of this. I'm here tomorrow night at the casino, 10 o'clock with the Frank Show. I'm there Sunday hosting the finals of Last Comic Standing. It's got Paul Spratt, Peter Liu, and Beecher. There's 3 very funny comics. Come see the battle to the comedic death to see who's the winner. I've known Beecher the best. I'm not rooting for Beecher only because I am the only person from Connecticut ever to win it. So I want to keep that title. But if he did win it, I'd be happy to share it with him. But I feel Paul Spratt can win it. I like his jokes. He's good friends with Avery. I like Paul a lot. He's good. But yeah, subscribe, like, all that stuff, please. That helps us. If we get up to 1,000, we can start monetizing this. That'd be nice too. So, Bobby.
If you can't join them, beat them. And don't be a piece of shit.